out of the things that are holding you back. Now, I put at the beginning of this video an incredible clip of my dog, Ace. He's only like 5 or 6 months old, and he has this little crate. And when he's bad, sometimes he gets put in the crate, or if he, doesn't go where he's supposed to go in the house, it gets put in the crate. And at night, when we go to sleep, Ace goes in the crate. Well, Ace, being the smart little guy that he is, Ace has figured out how to escape the crate. And I think this is a great topic for a video. We're often held back by things in our life. We're often held back by our mindset. We're often held back by things that we do each day that are detrimental to our success. And, in Ace's case, he's super smart. He's pretty incredible to figure out how to bust out of that cage. And, if it were that simple for the rest of us to do that, to break away from bad behavior, to break away from things that are holding us back in life, if we could just figure out the key, the trick, well, we've got good luck today, because I'm going to help you change your mindset. I'm going to help you figure out, just like that little dog figured out, how to maneuver that lock and slide that thing over, and boom, all of a sudden you're out. And this is an analogy that can benefit your life. You can figure out a way out of that cage, out of that locked mindset, and you can get on further with your life and succeed in your goals. And the first step is to try. Now, I saw this dog for the last couple of months. I saw him gnawing on the cage, and he was over in the corner, and he was on the wrong corner. He was on the complete other side, and he's trying to gnaw on the wire, and he's trying to do all this stuff and scratch and dig and all these kind of things. And his efforts were in the wrong direction. And I think that's a lot. If you're trying to better yourself as a musician, sometimes the things you do can be in the wrong direction. You have to make sure that you're focusing your goals on the things that will help you, the things that will better you. And it's the same thing in business. It's the same thing in your social life. There's a lot of guys my age that may have problems, with dating or finding someone and all that. And it's the same way. You've got to figure the way out. Things have changed. The world has changed. And it's really a matter of figuring it out and constantly working on it. Take me with this YouTube channel. I've had the channel for like 14 years. And I never took it seriously until, December of last year. And so you figure it's been 6 or 7 months, and I've been able to grow it to this point. But it took me putting out videos and failing, trying a comedic angle, trying guitar lesson angle, trying shorts, trying different things. And when I finally decided to step in front of the camera and just tell the truth, that is when things started to take off. I found my voice, I found my niche, and it's the same thing for you or that little dog in that cage. He had to keep trying and keep trying different things. I call it throwing spaghetti at the wall and see if it sticks. If you cook a batch of pasta and you wonder if it's done, you take a piece out, and if you throw it at the wall and it sticks, then it's done. And that's a lot of what, this is. You have to try different things. Now, what do they say? If you keep doing the same thing over and over again and expect different results, then that's the definition of insanity. And a lot of us are guilty of that. A lot of us are caught in that treadmill of repetition. And you've got to step off that treadmill and think. Think for a second, what can I do differently? What if I go over to the other side of the cage and I go, and wait a minute, what's this jiggly thing over there? And Ace finally figured out after watching other people, and that is the very important thing. You must, figure out, watch what other people are doing that are successful. Follow their lead. Watch some interviews with people who have great success. Learn what their mindset is. Learn what the things that they do each day. If you want to be a great musician, then figure out what those great musicians did. If you want to be successful at business, learn what those businessmen did. Learn their mindset. Take some time to figure it out. Think about that cage that you're in. Think about that cage and think about, what if I try this? What if I tried that? Now, I know that dog tried every little trick in the book. He tried digging. He tried biting on the gate. He tried, chewing on the wire. He tried every little trick in the book. And he kept watching me when I let him out of the crate. Pull that thing up and slide it over. Pull that thing up and slide it over. And he said, wait a minute. What if I go over to this thing and I tilt this thing up and boom, I slide it out? That's what you've got to do to benefit your life. You've got to figure out what you need to do. Now, everybody's path is different. So I can't, give you a specific blueprint for your life. But, if anybody out there needs some life counseling or needs some help or some advice, I've always been known as a straight shooter. And you know what? Maybe life consultations, maybe I'll add that to the things that I do. But, you feel free to reach out or hit me up in the comments if you need any help. I'm always here to help. What do you need to do in a certain situation? What can you do to better yourself? What can you do to achieve your goals? You've got to break out of that cage. You've got to get off the gerbil wheel of repetition. You've got to try something new. You've got to look at what successful people do and figure that out and then do it. Then execute with precision. And that is the key to breaking out of that cage. That is the key to finding success. That is the key to finding love, to finding happiness. Now, sometimes you have to work on yourself. Sometimes you've got to, if you've been following that gerbil wheel for years and doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results, it may take some work before you can get that machine running smoothly and get off of that path and onto a forward path of progress. That is the reality. It's going to take some work. It's not always easy, and you're not always going to succeed at your first try. That dog tried and tried and tried to get out of that cage. And eventually, after trying many different things, and we're talking hours and hours, just to figure out a small little problem. But once he figured it out, now every time you put him in there, he can just slide his way out, and he's free. He's done it multiple times. So if you can figure out what you need to do, what you personally need to do, and you might even be able to hear him yipping because we've figured out how to put a little clamp on there so that he can't get out. But you know what? That little dog is awful smart. And I believe you are awful smart. and you can figure out what you need to do to improve your life, to grow financially, to grow mentally, to grow physically, and improve your everyday life. That is a very important thing because growth is key to success. So figure out what you need to do. Do something different. If you've been doing the same things over and over again and not getting the results that you want, you've got to stop that behavior and try something else. Do something to improve your life each and every day and figure out what you need to do. Don't stop, working towards your goals. Don't give up. That you'll remain in that cage for the rest of your life if you give up and don't try. But if you try and you try something different every day, and when you find something that starts to work, you must focus with laser precision. When it starts to work, you're on the right path. When you put out a video and you start to see those numbers rise, you realize you're on the right path. But notice that you might have, success, and then it goes back down to where it is. And that's the reality with this channel. It's the same way. I have a video that got 100,000 views. Did they all get 100,000 views after that? Absolutely not. Did I have some that didn't even get 500 views after that? Absolutely. And that is not cause for giving up. No, I figured out something, and now I've got to analyze what I did and figure out what it is, and then go back and try to dial in. But you know what? I still haven't matched that initial boom of success. But I'm not giving up. I keep going every day because that is what I do. That is the important thing. I'm constantly working. I'm constantly tweaking this. I'm constantly trying different things to find the formula for success. And you have got to do the same thing in your life. You have got to get up each day, try something different, do something positive in your life every single day. I don't care if you're 20 years old and full of life. I don't care if you're 50 years old or 60 years old or 70. I've got 80-year-old people that watch this channel. And man, I am so glad to hear from every single one of you. Guys are getting back, on their instruments. Guys are writing songs. Guys are trying to get, further in their careers. And man, it is a great and glorious thing. Life doesn't end until you're in the ground. And the most important thing is you get up each day, you try hard, you work on something new each and every day, and you never stop learning. You never stop growing. And just like that dog in that cage, one day you're going to break out, and that's going to be a glorious day.